Now I would like to request Mr. Sandeep Logani sir from Wipro to come over the stage and enlighten us about developing tech acumen at academia. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sandeep. I head the DevOps business for Wipro. And as a part of my passion, I make a lot of connects to academia from the industry. So I'm associated, with a couple of universities in Bangalore, where I, bring in the technology acumen and, what is happening in the technology and why technology is important while we are, students, while we are in the academics, while we are, doing our day job. So how it is affecting us and how it is, implied. A lot of students, come to me and they want to understand. So very thin line while we get into the technology. So do I become a coder? Do I become a hands-on person, or do I, why I should learn about it? And because I'm going to, manage this, I'm going to, run my business, I'm getting into manufacturing, I may get into retail, I may get into that. So, today I'll be covering the aspect of it. So how the industry is changing, how the, the various domains are encroaching into the other areas, and how we can, develop this technical acumen. What are the steps I can do? Started, so let's, see what is happening here in the enterprise and industry and how the traditional businesses are, changing. So, we are, I'm sure, touching all these or consuming services, or we are associated with the, this of the industry domains. So how technology has changed. So starting, I have picked up, key industries, starting from hospital. So hospital now today, I can, they are no longer doing the patient care. There is a strong IT department which is ensuring that what is the treatment that is being delivered, that is being coded. The doctors are using all sort of, tools and technology to ensure the right treatment is being, delivered to the patient. The patient care is now as part of a kind of a history. So if you go back to the hospital, so they know what are the allergies you have. So everything is, transformed into a database, from a hospital. So more of a technology that we see that is in action and helping to deliver the best of the patient care or best of the experience. So when we, visit. So next I'll go to, we all use Paytm, I'm sure, or the UPI kind of a thing. So no longer the banks are the banks, and there are examples of banks that are now thinking that go branchless. So one of the bank, which is, Korean bank, it is a first of its kind, launched bank which has no physical branch. And everything is, digital, and, they are running a very successful operation. I'll take it manufacturing. We think it is labor intensive. Now this is truth that I can do manufacturing without a single labor. I can do full automation. I can have so many YouTube videos. I can see that, where we are practicing, complete robotic operations. And these robots are using all sort of technologies that, the esteemed panelists has discussed in the morning. In fact, the AI is also coming into place where, it can do QA and everything. Okay. Everything could be, the corrective action can be taken, and all these things are recorded, and I can ensure that my batch that is I'm delivering is maintaining the right quality assets. Coming to the education, very important today, we are on a tech ed seminar, tech for ed seminar, how education is becoming tech savvy. So right from the student, when he applies or when he start, browsing, he get onboarded in the campus. He start consuming services in the campus, which are, now digital or cashless. And then when the student is graduated and become alumnus, everything is now, the complete life cycle is using the technology. So, and that is being delivered. So the curriculum, we talk about smart classrooms, we keep on talking about it, and all, that things is changing. So what I wanted to, showcase that today the industries is totally changed. Banks are no longer banks. The car manufacturers are no longer car manufacturers. Automobile is disrupted. We see new vendors that are coming in and then manufacturing, the cars. We see new vendors or the telecom service providers are becoming banks. Like we know the Airtel has set up the payment gateways, and all this is possible by way of innovation, by way of using the right technology, and hence, it is very, very important that we must learn the technology and the tools and all this knowledge that is available. So how we are consuming today, and what we are consuming. So average, I would say, if I say the car, it's typically the age is 12 to 12 years, right? 10 to 12 years. And if I go to the mobile phone or the smartphone, I'm sure we all are refreshing our phones. Some are refreshing by 1 year, every year when it is launched. Or if I'm conservative, I may keep it for 2 to 3 years. So that is my consumer behavior. So enterprise is changing, consumer is changing, and similarly goes with the white good industry, which is earlier used to be 20 years, 30 years, and now the white good is ensuring that I have to refresh my smart TV, I have to refresh my fridge, I have to refresh my air conditioner, because now we are going towards connected devices. We want smart homes, we need connected devices, we need some feedback to be there so that they are intelligent and they can make the right changes as per my requirement. I picked up some companies which has grown very fast, and one commonality in these organizations that they have used the extensive technology. I'm sure you all agree with me. And one logo, I'll pick it up, which is Platon. I'm sure, are we aware? They started in COVID, and it is an organization which has a connected sports equipment. So when the COVID hit, so a lot of sports enthusiasts started gymming, started the sports from the home. Now they want to still see, this company came in with an opportunity that how your friend, your community, or whosoever you want to connect is faring. And they started online courses, and then you can start competing with each other. So there is a sense of achievement, and they make almost 100% growth during the COVID era. Zoom, I'm sure we all use that. We have used, and we all know how it started. They started during the COVID times. The growth was almost 300% growth that has happened. And so, and there are many more examples like this. So technology has changed the way enterprise used to think. Enterprise used to think it is my domain. No longer, I would say, teacher would be a teacher could be a coder, teacher could be an AI, using consumer for an AI. A manufacturing company could be, doing something on a technology. And I'm telling you from, our experience, I see the largest consumer of IT today for us, and you can see the results of the organizations, IT organization, while they furnish. So they are banking, finance, because they have used the, technology to the fullest, right from their onboarding their customers, KYCs, fraud detection, fraud management, compliances, regulatory, RBI governance in India, or there could be a regulator international, or there could be, managing their customer. Then all their services, mortgage, loans, core banking, finance, everything is basically, bank has become an IT organization, and they consume IT. So it is very important, and not only IT, it is basically all the technologies that is coming into play and delivering. I'm sure we are not going to branch. All we are doing is app-based banking. And that too, app is also shrink to my UPI ID. So my interaction with bank is only that, okay, my payments are credited, and my, whomsoever I want to give the payments, that has been taken care. If I have to take a loan, that is also taken care. If there is a finance, is there an insurance? I'm sure we have used, and we keep on seeing this ad of 𝐿, right, which is giving, and I'm sure, raise of hands, we use 𝐿 somewhere, yes. So that is, a startup company for one of the IT, okay, and one of the IT space company, and today it is app-based insurance. With a click of a button, the underwriter approves the insurance, you get your car or your, vehicle insured. So, there are multi-examples of the enterprise, the consumers, the employees, they are all becoming, digital literate, and, that is what is very important for us. So how, I'm sure now we get a sense why it is important to develop, the tech acumen in the academic area. And one of the thing is, career readiness. One of the responsibility of universities or the schools or that when my student graduate or that he or she should be ready. The skills are in line what is required in the industry. So career readiness is one of the important things that why I must learn the technology. Innovation is the key. While I shared all these, technologies which has grown, the commonality between them was the innovation. So innovation, and I must use technology to innovate. We discussed multi times here about ChatGPT. One of the thing I will bring it about, yes, we should use ChatGPT, it should not be banned, but with the care, and everybody should learn. It is a non-authentic data. Tomorrow, my decisions can be influenced because if it's an open AI, I do not know the data source. So similarly, I can build my own engines for my own research work which has an authentic source. So we must, learn to understand what are the technologies that are there to use to my benefit. I'm sure we all use Google Map. And how many times Google Map ditches us and it puts us in some, wrong lane? And where, so human, comes in. So one of the message here that everything is going to coexist. We must learn with caution. And that is what is my, the next point that we have is a digital literacy. To be, to make everyone aware, to make student or the consumer aware that he or she is digitally literate and how they can consume. And they should also know the pitfalls, they should know the good and the bad of the technology. And then again, they are, by way of their, the technology acumen, they can, able to add value to the organization growth by way of innovation, by way of, getting into the research works, so forth and so on. Collaboration is one of the key things. And I have, worked with one of the university which was the, research-based university, ISB, when we designed. So the collaboration was the key. We talked about, one of the esteemed panelists talked about the case studies. So case studies, basic collaboration when we talk about the live case studies. So we must use all these collaboration tools. We must know how to exploit all these collaboration tools, how I can make the best of it, how I can generate or regenerate and do a primary, secondary research and able to, present it. Future-proofing my career. We are getting into an era where we are, every lot of organizations have a responsibility where they disclose their numbers. We keep on listening. A company has laid off, B company has laid off. But is people are losing job? No. Why this is not happening actually? Are we seeing people, who are really get laid off and not getting job? Answer is no. People are getting laid off because that organization has changed their business model, because that is another stress for the organization while technology is coming into place, and that because of that their business model, while they think they have to ramp down, the same people are getting, ramped up in some other businesses. So future proofing of your skill by way of technology is very important. To be in line with the business, that I am always, available, and I know that what is happening. I'm sure we all watch Aaj Tak. Show me the hands. How many of us have watched Aaj Tak and how many of us know Sana in Aaj Tak? Okay. So Sana is the first AI anchor. And why I brought this, that how the things have changed. A media house, core business is reporting. Collect the news and report, headlines, make sure they do interviews, and now what they've done, they have replaced the repeated task into an AI anchor. So one of the things we all must know, whichever task is rule-based, which is repeated, is going to take over by some way and shape of technology. We in technology say RPA, which is robotic process automation. Then we keep on, bringing it to multiple aspects. We say, okay, it is now becoming into business analytics. Then once I have a data, then I start training the data and I convert into AI. so that it becomes, predictive, it becomes prescriptive, or what kind of, analysis I want. I can, convert into that. So that is how the things are changing. And it is very imperative that I must, be there in the business. So I thought I will also cover the aspect, since students are there, and a lot of students come to me when I visit as an industry connect and while I mentor them, how I can develop it. Because in my course I don't have. What are the areas I can touch upon, which is more relevant, and I keep on again telling with word of caution, you need not to become coder. If you don't like coding, don't worry about it. Knowing technology doesn't mean that you really need to, have a touch and feel. Yes, you can experiment it if you have that, love today, because you can go to the softwares, you can simulate it, you can, do whatever, you can make some industry connect. You like manufacturing, you can go to Suzuki factory, or you can, based on your love or affection for a technology, you can go and have a touch and feel. But important is, how I can develop it without getting my hands dirty, and how I can be more industry relevant. So first and foremost, I have captured key topics. I must, be aware of all these topics, which is computer science. I must understand what is computer science. I must understand at least the 4 dimensions that are influencing today: social, media, analytics, and cloud. So if I understand that, I'm sure we all are there on Instagram, Facebook, and what is happening the moment I search for a flight ticket, I start getting advertisements. I may be needing a cab. Can I book you a cab? I may be needing a hotel. So that is all that business is doing by way of the technology, by way of this thing. And if I am aware, I can help my organization to take into space of customer acquisition, getting a right demography, getting a right, customer, help my organization into the growth, help my organization to cut the cost, be more efficient. So these are all, I'm saying, multiple use cases that we can use if I know the technology. And that is what 𝐻𝐶 has done today. So they have, ensured that they want to be pioneer with the technology, and hence, they want. I'm sure we all are aware of 5G. So, one of the company started 5G first. It is not they want to establish a milestone. It is basically you all want to be pioneer with that. And the kind of use case, they developed, the organization that developed, was one of the famous cricketer, and one of the match, that World Cup match, which was not captured or recorded, they have recreated it. So that is the beauty of the technology, and that delivered it. Ball by ball, wicket by wicket, and ensured that the memories are relived or recreated. So, it is very important how technology is assisting us, how, imagine the sports I play, it is, or sports I watch, it is there. The things I consume, it is there today in the retail domain. While, I think I am ordering only groceries, but, someone is ensuring that what is my buying behavior, how it is changing. So there is a continuous, fight between businesses, and they are changing their places. I'm sure we all used to Starbucks, or I think some of us have gone to Starbucks, right? So Starbucks is no longer a coffee. If I say that it's no longer a coffee company, it is a bank. Surprised? Yes. Because what they started is, they started a loyalty card, pre-charge their loyalty card. So when you, and typically if you have lived in London or someone has lived abroad, so they know how fast the life is. The moment London, typically people are living outside, they hit the Paddington station. From Paddington they take a tube, and between the changeover there is a Starbucks, and they want to, and this was the opportunity that was seen in a lot of metro cities, and Starbucks started a loyalty card, and they got some millions of dollars sitting with them in terms of the loyalty. So they are no longer a coffee company, and sooner I'm sure if they announce that they are the banking, and they get into another domains. So this is what the technology is doing to us: innovation, continuous competition, creating threat, invading into unknown charters or territories. This is what technology is doing us, and for students, for us as a future leaders, it is very important to know all this. Participate in the industry projects. So if I don't get an opportunity, I'm sure many colleges, many universities, we have the clubs. so that we can start as a hobby program, we can start as a club. We can invite someone from the industry to mentor the club so that the club has a charter. And then the people who want to learn, they can, grow. Why I'm bringing this up? Because a lot of curriculums, sometimes it is not all about curriculum. While we go and hire a student, we are not looking for his marks. We are not looking that, okay, he has done 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 in A, B, C subjects. We are looking, how broad his thought process is. What is his horizontal? When we say technology horizontal, that how much he knows about the technology, how he can utilize his knowledge and skills, and he can be a, kind of an asset to an organization. So be mindful of it, what is happening with us, what is happening in the industry, and how I can be a better student, and from better student I can transform into a better entrepreneur or a better, I can say, employee. I can always invent tech events, and thank you for people who are attending this. So this conference is this tech event really broadened my mind. I get a lot of information. Within today, one thing I have seen while I was sitting here, I get to know a lot of learned and esteemed faculties who have done the marquee of the work. Sometimes we are not able to write in our resumes, in our this, but when we talk, it flows from my heart. My projects, that is close to my heart. So it is social, so we are so sometimes glued to social networking. So attending this conferencing in persons, meeting individuals, meeting this industry laureates is very important. That will help to grow me, and I can really help myself while selecting a subject or understanding a domain or a technology, and this really helps. Online learning, I'm sure it doesn't need any introduction. There are so many courses that is there. YouTube is the easy best. I do any search, how to, when, why, I get all sort of videos, that is content that is unique created, and I can do learn. Okay, I can still talk about it that please follow the authentic way of learning, because while we have all this industry expert, we have this laureates, so make sure whatever we are learning is authentic, and I'm able to apply it in the right sense. Let me summarize it. So what is in for me here when I talk about this? So today industry, for me, we are in a domain which is a new world. It is continuously changing. Business is continuously changing. Enterprises, if I continue to do the same business, just look at all the organizations. How Reliance has transformed from an oil company, now I'm sure what they are doing today. No introductions required. From groceries to the jewelry to all, because it is a continuous thread. You have to continuously evolve, you have to continuously innovate yourself to ensure that I do something differently, I continue to be there relevant in this space, I continue to optimize, I am able to do cross leverage, and I can use the best of the technology. And the industry needs these skilled workers. So that is one of the takeaway here. Why I need that? 5 dimensions that I covered for my business, that I need to be productive, I need to be efficient, I need to be, have a disruptive innovation so that I can do things differently. The way I have given the example of the Starbucks, I'm sure sooner we'll see new brands of the cars. No one have dreamt that Tesla will have a car. Now I'm sure people are researching. There could be, Apple cars sooner be launched, or some new brand which we never know. And I'm sure how many of us among here used to wear Swiss watch. And have we seen these companies have disappeared slowly? And which companies are now making this watch? Now there are absolutely new brands. If I go to Amazon, they are the brands I do not know. Boat is a very good example how they got into this play, and now from the audio equipments they got into the watches. So people are changing continuously, businesses are changing, and there's no boundaries now. With the technology, boundaries are broken. And I can break this boundary by this. So with this, this is my last slide. I'll stop here for the success mantra, that if I want to be a successful entrepreneur, I want to be a kind of a successful student, so important that I must know that I am there in the business, in the world that is technology driven and truly global today. Whatever I am doing, whatever I have envisaged, a patent, a product, it is going to be global and it is going to affect global lives. It may transform global lives, and this is how, I can bring in this change. I am in a highly competitive world because the moment I have an idea, there are 10 more organizations who have productized it. And by the time I am into manufacturing and prototyping, the product is available in the market. So speed to market is very important, and technology helps us in this competitive world for the speed to market. And last, and I'm sure we all know innovation and research. If I use the right technology, if I use the right way of working, I can be innovative. I'm more research oriented, so I can take my work, my organization as a worker, as an entrepreneur.